everybody at News by Muse. We're here with the legendary John Murdy. Of course, you know him, Universal Halloween Horror Nights here in Hollywood. What a great presentation and what a great lineup of mazes so far that you have announced. What is it about revisiting with this new trios type of maze with the Dracula, werewolf, and the mummy?
Yeah, well, I mean, the story I told in the panel today is absolutely true. About this time last year. I flew in to get ready for Horror Nights to get that last month of production, and I was in our offsite facility where we do all the props and we also have a massive storage facility. Like everything that's ever been part of Horror Nights that's still around is in that building. And I just was looking around and I went, we have a lot of Egyptian statues, and they're all from the movie The Mummy Returns and Scorpion King and all those movies that were made like in the 90s and early 2000s. And I remember like the light bulb going off and I was like, got to do something. We got to have some reason to use this stuff because it's so cool and it's big scale. It's really big stuff. So we started thinking about this particular iteration of the Universal Monsters back then. What I like about it is in all the pantheon of Universal classic monster movies, those three never got together. Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman. They had lots of different iterations. Almost all of them were on screen together except for those three. So we thought it would be cool to write an original story that brought them together, and that's what we're doing with this particular house.
Awesome. And so far with the Universal Monster mazes, those have been one of the biggest hits.
Oh, thanks.
Out of the whole.
If there's nothing else in my life that, when all is said and done and I'm finally done with this event, I think that's probably going to be the thing that I'm going to be most proud of, because I was and am such a big fan of those films. It's the reason I do what I do today. So I just felt like I wanted to bring that to the next generation, and luckily Horror Nights provided the venue to do that.
Yeah, and that's one thing, that's what I grew up on, were the classic horror movies that my grandma, my mom, and my dad would show me, and that's why it connects with me so much. Scarecrow, bringing that into Hollywood, Universal Studios Hollywood from an idea in Florida. What was that like to bring that and change it up a little bit?
Yeah, I think the main thing that we wanted to change up was just the idea of, this is the Dust Bowl. It was probably already implied in the original concept, but I just wanted to really dive into that because like those pictures I showed today, that's terrifying. Like, can you imagine walking out of your house and there's, a 400-foot cloud dust storm coming at you, or the plague of locusts, or any of the other things that happened during that decade in the 1930s. And I thought it was a cool way to do an ecological horror story, like to do a story that kind of speaks a little bit to the modern times that we're living through and climate change and all that stuff. And here's a story from the 1930s that speaks to that. So kind of bringing that all together and really grounding it in the time period was important to me.
Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for stopping with us again, as always. To San Gabriel Valley guys, so it's always great to Don Bosco Tech.
So there you go. Went to my rival?
Yes. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, September 8th, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios.